Hey everyone, NWA Prepper here. What is your game plan? What are you gonna do when things go bad? What is your plan stand? I know for a long time I didn't have a plan. I had no idea what I was going to do other than things get bad, I'm going to grab my bug out bag and I'm running into the woods. Well, that is not a good idea. Hold on. That is a terrible, terrible idea. It might be fun to think about it like that, but that's not a good plan. However, if that is your plan, fortunately, at least the hour that I am making this video, it's not too late. You can change what your plan is. You can create a real plan. You can take what you already have as a plan and you can amend it, augment it, increase it, change it, whatever you want to call it, to make it better. Having a plan is important. I know plans are going to fail. You know, as soon as I make a plan and I head out to go do something, Murphy's Law hits and all of a sudden my plan's worthless. Well, the plan's not worthless. It's just something that needs change. You need to be ready to go off a fragment of it and change your approach. Simple as that. Now that's not, I say simple as that. If you know your plan's got some issues, then you can be prepared that things may change. That you've got to change your mindset and go on a different trail, a different path. So the next thing about having a plan is you need to write it down. And I'm not saying you need to write it down and photocopy it and put it on your computer and post it on your mailbox and hand it out to your neighbors. I don't mean that. I mean, you need to have a plan so that when you're stressed, because you're already going to go from 0 to 100 in 1 second, but whatever has happened, whatever happens, be it a tornado, a flood, a fire, zombies, it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, when it does, you're going to be stressed to the max. And there is a helicopter flying right at me. I don't think it's flying right at me. Looks like a Black Hawk, actually. I don't know. I'm intrigued. It is a Black Hawk. I like helicopters. Helicopters are my friends. Yes, it is. So, your plan, it can change. You need to be ready for it. Because if you have a plan, and even if it falls apart, there are still remnants of that plan that are useful. There's still the logistics involved in that plan that are still going to be helpful. There's still going to be the things that you have done, the parts of that plan you've already put into motion that will make things easier for you. And then if you have a plan, if you have a charted course, when you get knocked off course by a storm or an event, then it's easier for you to make corrections to get back on that course if you knew what the course was to begin with. Write it down. Look it over. Read it aloud. And I know people are like, why would I read it aloud? Well, unless you've got a Google thing or an Alexa or one of those, your home's probably not bugged. So it's okay to read it aloud if you think it is. So it's okay to read things aloud. And if you don't want to do it at home, then go out in the woods, read it out there. Better yet, get a family member to read it, or a very, 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 very trusted friend, preferably someone who has a very similar action plan or is part of the plan in question. Read it to each other, read it aloud. Make copies that you can write on, that you can mark all over, so you can write down things that don't make sense at the moment or things that are incomplete thoughts. Things that you write down a note, and at the time you know what it is, but your buddy doesn't, or your wife or your husband doesn't understand what that means. So you need to clarify that so that when you're stressed or when you are not there, your plan can still be put into motion. You need to plan for you to be gone. You need to plan for the people involved in your plan, your family, your mag group, whoever it is, to be able to look in that book or a binder on paper, not on computer, not in a tablet. They need to be able to open an envelope and start following directions, or better yet, already know what the plan entails and just use that as a reference to make sure that they're not missing a step. That includes what things get thrown in the truck and what things don't. Or I wouldn't put what things don't really, but these are the items that have to get thrown in the truck, or we'd prefer to get thrown in the truck before we leave. Make that part of your plan. Put it on paper, sound it out, feel it out, make it better, elaborate on it. Think of things like communication, routes, all kinds of things. We'll do a video on just making a plan later, but you gotta be prepared. You've got to lay the foundation, the mindset that you're going to make a plan, because it's important. Stress is a crazy thing, and it'll debilitate you for a while after some emergencies, and if that happens, you're screwed. Because in most emergencies, if you're not already at your bug out location, or even if you're there and have to do things, step up security or whatever, if it takes you an hour to shake it off, to get out, shake it out and be ready to roll, well, that's an hour that you needed to be gone. That's an hour of things that you needed to be able to be packed and out, or already at some place that you needed to be. So make a plan. You can do it. I know you can. It's not that hard. It just takes some effort and some thought, realistic thought into what you are capable of or what you need to get accomplished. So thanks for watching. Make a plan. It's important to be ready. We can do it. Let's get ready.